As I'm getting close to the end of this row, and the next row introduces salmon, I'm going to do that right here. My next stitch right on top of the decreases is a light green. The salmon's trapped underneath. Now I have two whites, and I have to make sure that the white comes over the salmon and the green. So I'm going to pull my salmon up, go over it, put the salmon back down that's being woven in, knit the second white, lift it up, knit the third white, hold it down, and knit my one light green, I'm going to make sure that my white now comes over that green, lift the salmon up, knit the white one, hold the salmon down, knit the white one again, lift the salmon up, knit the light green one, and see it's underneath that white. All right, and that's the end of my circular needle. Now, as I'm continuing to knit in the round with my two double points, I'm also going to be weaving in this light green color. I'm going to be weaving in this light green color. So one of the things to notice here is that because I waited, as I did, until I had, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 14 stitches in a section, or 28 stitches on a needle. They're staying on the needles pretty well. It's not a case of trying to make sure they don't fall off the points, because that's always a problem. So this next row starts with a white, and as I do that, I want to make sure, just as I do at the juncture of any of these two needles I'm knitting from, that I hold that very tight, knit that white one. Now I want to weave in the green one and knit with the salmon. So right. Now the green comes down, the salmon goes over the top. I'm going to try to hold it like this so that you can see. Now I have two whites. I'm going to pick my white, make sure it goes across the salmon. I want the green that I'm weaving in to come up, go around it, pull my white stitch through, bring my green stitch down like this, so the next time the white goes right over the top of it. All right, there's my second white stitch. Now I've woven in 2, 4, 5. I have, and you know what? This one right here is a decrease. So let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to slip the stitch, put my needle in to knit these two together. I'm going to bring my yarn to weave in over the top of my right needle, knit the stitch with my salmon, bring it through as salmon, and now take that green, hold it down, and knit. Oh, and don't forget to pass the slip stitch over. And now knit my white stitch. Bring it up to knit my white stitch. Take it down to knit my next salmon stitch, coming from underneath. Now let's see how many stitches I have woven in here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. The thing is, I want to come out with a comfortable, it's not important whether it's 6 stitches or 8 stitches or 9 or 10. The point is, get it woven in so that your end is nicely secured. I can break it off. And I'm ready to continue with the part of this section. So I've done one salmon there. I'm going to do another, a white and a salmon, and then start this section again. So my message is, change your needles on a row that doesn't have a decrease. It just gives you one less thing to be concerned about. Weave in your new color at the end, just as you're putting those last few stitches on your double point. And then you're also going to be weaving out the old color right along here. And you can do it right across that double decrease. That's working the crown of a Fair Isle hat.